It is common knowledge within our community that twin flames send both the runner and the chaser into ego degradation. But this also makes it so that a lot of people believe that they have met their twin if they have an ego degradation upon interacting with someone. However, any member of the soul family can and will push you towards and into ego degradation. And in this video, I'm going to explain what that looks like. This was a requested video by a few of you. If you have any topics that you would like me to discuss, please leave me a comment down below and I will create content for you. And also, please don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons if this video resonates with you. Let's start with the easiest one, soulmates, since their entire purpose is to gently walk you through your lessons and then ultimately throw you into ego degradation. With soulmates, ego degradation generally comes slowly. At first, you may have physical symptoms such as lower back pain, hip pain, or leg pain. Then you may start getting annoyed at all of the things that you used to love about the soulmate, which are completely ego-based things. Their love of dualistic ideas and topics can start to grind on your last nerve. This is where we get the common concept of "we grew apart" that you hear people say after a time of being with someone. Towards the middle or end of an ego degradation caused by a soulmate, chances are you realize that you and the soulmate have nothing in common anymore, yet you will most likely hold on to them for a prolonged period of time because they're a safety net. Soulmates do not like it when you go through ego degradation because you are no longer the ego personality that this person admires and loves. And soulmates are truly linked on the 3D plane by pure ego and false sense of self. Therefore, soulmates, if you are not with them intimately, will be the first people to leave your life during an ego degradation. And if you are with them intimately, things will never be the same afterwards. Next are soul tribe members. When a soul tribe member helps you break parts of your ego down, it will feel more like apathy towards the thing that once affected your mental peace. You won't have all of the crazy symptoms of an ego degradation that the other members of the soul family create, but instead will notice that the emotions of anger or sadness quickly fizzle down to apathy and then eventually to non-attachment. The things that need to be non-attached from will be dictated based on what member of the soul tribe is helping you. Remember that the soul tribe members are not meant to teach you lessons except for non-attachment to the lesson being shown to you by other soul family members. Now comes karmic, and it may come as a surprise to you that karmics will more than likely throw you into the biggest ego degradation that you have. They do this by rapid fire triggering you on your symptom karmic lessons. So for example, if abandonment is one of your largest symptom karmic lessons, a karmic will most likely ghost you on and off until your head is spinning and you are so emotionally triggered that you believe it's a twin flame. Because so many of us have abandonment as a symptom karmic lesson, this is one of the main reasons that people get twin flames and karmics confused for one another. It's very difficult to differentiate between a symptom karmic lesson being hit upon versus a core karmic lesson. And this is why it's very important for you to sit with yourself and figure out what your core karmic lesson is. Ultimately, everything will boil down to your core karmic lesson, but if what you're experiencing is a symptom karmic lesson being shown to you and thereby triggering your core karmic lesson, you're probably dealing with a karmic. Karmics will put you into an ego degradation so deep and so brutal that your entire sense of personality gets dismantled. Ego degradation from a karmic leads to all of the symptoms that I talk about in my videos on ego degradation. And ego degradation from a karmic is actually better suited to be called true ego death. To give an anecdote on myself, it was actually two soulmates who slowly led me into my main ego degradation, and then a karmic who literally threw me over the edge to the point of no return. I ended up in a 6-month nervous breakdown, and if I had known the term twin flame back then and had read or watched some of the verbiage out there today regarding twin flames, I would have 100% thought that I was dealing with a twin. But there is a main difference between an ego degradation from a karmic versus a twin, and I'll get to that now. Ego degradation with a twin feels much different than ego degradation by any other soul family member. When you have an ego degradation by a karmic, you might decide to delve into esoteric principles or switch to beliefs on mysticism or change your job to something that helps others. However, I call ego degradation by a twin true ego degradation because it is with a twin that our core karmic lesson begins to be healed. We learn true self-love and we begin to recognize ourselves as the universe manifested in physical form. In the first separation from a twin, you may have the symptoms of depression or ego degradation, but within it, you begin to do some massive healing regarding your core karmic lesson. This may be when you learn the term twin flame, and though the term doesn't actually matter in the long run or for your healing and growth, if you focus the ego's attention on interconnectedness and universal energy instead of the running and the chasing, the ego begins to naturally fade away more, and you can ultimately reach union with the self. As time progresses and you go through more and more separations from the twin, the ego stops obsessing and the higher self kicks in, allowing the ego to understand that it doesn't matter if you're separate in the 3D, because you can never be separate in the 5D, since you are literally the same as your twin. You are the same as everything. You are the same because you created everything. And once you find true non-attachment from the dichotomy of the ego and all of the stories it creates, true ego degradation happens, and you remember that you're just experiencing yourself, the universe, manifested in different physical forms. Until next week, all of my best and highest vibrations to you.